Welcome to Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by, listen, before I even go into this, it's August 27th, motherfucker. I think in a week and a half, it's the NFL time. It's time to make some fucking geetas. And I know that you got a system or you have a friend and this, but by fucking October, when he gets his ass busted, you're not going to have a book. I'm going to offer you a book today because ever since I started the podcast, people have been asking me for advice. I'm fucking terrible with advice. What team to bet on. But the truth is, I don't know what's going in. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know nothing. But I do know one thing. You got to check out my bookie. Remember, if you're betting, it's just important who you're betting with. That's why I always tell people to bet with my bookie. Trust me. These are the best bet this season. They've been in business for years. They have great reviews online. And their mobile site is easy to use. So do me a favor. Go check out my bookie right now. Watch. They'll match your deposit dollar for dollar. Use promo code CHURCH to activate the offer. Visit my bookie online today. That's my bookie, MYBOOKI. Get the crayon. My MYBOOKI. And don't forget to use promo code CHURCH like a motherfucker when you're creating your account to claim up to $1,000 in free play. It's easy. Go to my bookie. You play, you pay, you get motherfucking paid, all right? Number 2, you're starting to diet the holidays. After next week, you can't dress white no more because you look like a fucking mutt. You want to change. You want to get healthy. You got to go to Onnit.com right now and check out the great line of supplements that they provide for you, whether it's Alpha Brain, whether it's Shroom Tech Sports, Shroom Tech Immune. I got on a plane. I popped 10 of those fucking Shroom Tech Immune. Why? Because there's people from every country on there. I see people with afros and turbans and Chinese people with masks. So I got to do what I got to do because I got mouths to feed. So I go with Shroom Tech fucking Immune to fucking conquer all those bad espiritos malos. Shroom Tech Sport, if you want endurance, you get those fucking mushrooms and you eat 2 of those pills and you'll be fucking jumping up and down for hours. Go to Onnit.com right now and press in.
Church.
Bam! And get 10% off. But here's what gets better. Delivered to your motherfucking house. It ain't the fucking drug dealer. It's fucking Federal Express. I got a package from Onnit. Boom, it's that easy. Go to Onnit.com right now and press in.
Church.
And get 10% off. Kick this motherfucking muley. What's up, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joe here. For starters, I want to thank you if you came out to either Huntsville, Alabama on Thursday night or the Zanies in Nashville. You audiences were fucking sensational. I want to give a shout out to the staff, my men in the kitchen, the bartenders, all the sexy waitresses and waiters. I love you motherfuckers. I had a great time there. And I'm coming back, Nashville. And I want to thank Hardy Bees for sending us fucking chicken and Lee's chicken from fucking Milan. Fucking tremendous. Black people with no gloves on giving you fried chicken. It takes me back, you understand me, to my days in Harlem in fucking the early 70s. Anyway. That's all over. What's happening? I don't know.
Hi,
Kerrigan.
how are you? This is so exciting.
Dog.
What a motivational Monday. My
this
goodness.
This is what it's all about, dog. If you ain't awake on a Monday, you ain't shit.
I don't even need my anal beads today. We could just do it.
No. Let me tell you
great.
something. When I get on Monday and it's like 20 to 6.
In the morning?
Oh, yeah. Monday, I live to get up at 6, 20 to 6.
Wow.
Coffee, a few fucking tutsuruts. And get on that fucking computer, let people know it's Monday. You got to go out and choke that motherfucker today if you want your money. Yeah. Because people walk around a little fucking, they walk around a little lost. You got to remind them that this ain't a fucking pinball game. This is life, motherfucker,
Feels like a pinball game.
Listen, I don't give a fuck if you're doing drugs, if you're eating opiates, whatever. You got to get up on Monday and hustle.
That's right.
As long as you make a deal with yourself, listen, I'm going to work 40, but I'm going to eat 55 pills. I'm good. I'm going to work 40, but I'm going to eat 55 pills. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I could have some pills, that'd be great.
There's nothing
Share
like
some pills.
There's nothing like waking up on a Monday and there's nothing going on. But guess what?
Yeah, it's true.
There's never nothing going on unless you create something on Monday. Excuse me, we were talking about you saw the Leonard Skinner documentary. First of all, I couldn't believe you saw it. I didn't know what made you watch that.
I'm just randomly, first of all, I love documentaries, but randomly that one was on and I was like, oh, I've been wanting to see this because I've been seeing the promo for it on Showtime.
Didn't
they run it like
shit
crazy.
about it. I didn't know anything about it.
But I watched The Affair. What's the shows I watch? Like
I'm Dying Up Here.
Shameless.
Yeah,
I'm Dying Up Here is done, but like The Affair's still going. So I've been seeing the commercial. I'm like, oh, I love Leonard Skinner. I love Leonard. And then it was on. I was like, I caught it right at the beginning. I was so happy. It was like one morning I got up at 7. I must have been channeling you. I never get up that early. And I watched it.
Monday mornings, I believe that whatever you do any other day of the week, Monday is the day.
I never get
Monday
up early,
sets
though.
the tone for the whole week. That's why I'm so against Sunday night shows. Like for years, I was always against Sunday night shows on the road. I fought hard as a feature act not to work them because I feel that Monday is the day of the spirit. It's the day that you're home.
I think it was Sunday.
You light
Oh, okay.
candles. You fucking think of the people who died and how they're not around, but you still are.
On Monday, not
On
Sunday.
a Monday.
Okay.
I get up every morning and think of somebody who's dead.
Right.
And go, what the fuck? What would he give today to get up
To
and go
be
to the
here.
gym? You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like, what would he give today? Like, I'm thinking of going to the gym, but not really.
Right.
You know what? Fuck that.
You need motivation.
If that motherfucker was here, he'd be at the fucking gym right now at
There
9
you go.
o'clock, because that's how he would change his life. So I draw on that shit, especially on Mondays for the rest of the week.
That's amazing.
But when you watch that documentary, like I've been preaching Leonard Skinner, it's something about the Oakland show. When I have the Atlantic City shows on tape. I've watched tons of their performances online.
Okay.
And when you watch when I watched the Leonard Skinner live from Oakland, the first time I watched it, it destroyed my insides. Like I had to
Wow.
shut it down and think about what I was doing wrong with my comedy. This is maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. When I discovered that like in a stone stupor where you just keep hitting and hitting.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hitting. They
You're in
call
a
it going
rabbit
down
hole.
a rabbit hole, whatever. And it just took me away, and I played it again, and I couldn't believe it. And I didn't say nothing to nobody for a long time. And I was starting jiu-jitsu, and I was going through this thing comparing jiu-jitsu to anything that's an art.
Okay.
It's all really the same.
Yeah.
Whether you paint, whether you get on the subway and draw with one hand, you have to do, you know what I'm saying? Like those guys that
I
are
know.
going onto the subway and they paint with one hand, the train is moving. It takes
Amazing.
a special skill to do
Yeah.
that, you know? But that just doesn't happen overnight. You have to find it. You have to get the strength to pull yourself, because I can't even pull myself up. Never mind go for 2 miles drawing on one fucking arm.
Right.
Like I went to see Mission Impossible. You know, that's a mission right there, holding on to a rope. The bomb was supposed to go off in 15 minutes. 2 hours I sat there before the bomb went off. I never wanted to kick myself more in the head. How long does 15 minutes take? Tom Cruise can make 15 minutes turn into a fucking hour.
right.
I'm sitting there going, Jesus Christ. And then a rock slips, then a fucking thing, and then the hand, then the glove falls off. It was craziness. But
I
anyway.
would say spoiler alert, but I still
I don't
know
give a
what
fuck.
happened.
I don't give a
You can
fuck about
stop
spoiler
time.
alert. I don't give a
Who
fuck about spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen Mission Impossible, go fuck yourself. That's it. It's that simple. If I went, you should have gone. I went to see The Equalizer too, and it was Menzel
new
Morph.
one?
Yeah, it was Menzel Morph.
Oh, okay.
I'm still in love with Man on Fire.
Man on Fire was
Yeah,
great.
I can't take anything else he does. Equalizer, the first one I liked, but I just see him so much. I related so much to Man on Fire
Yeah.
that it's too much. It's like Charles Bronson, the mechanic. When I saw Charles Bronson, the mechanic, I related to that dude.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to be. My mother died. When I first saw that, I was a kid. But I always remembered that, how he killed people for a living. That's an interesting fucking concept. He killed people for a living. He got their dossier, their medical records.
Yeah.
And he just shot people for a living. I never thought about it again till, 10 years later when my mother died. Maybe I should rent myself out as a hitman because I got no
Yeah.
emotions,
Right.
But then when I watched Death Wish,
Okay.
like Death Wish, when you think about Death Wish, like the rape scene in Death Wish.
Oh yeah.
It's
God, I
so
forgot about that.
horrible. Like as a kid, like that gave me PTSD. Like that taught me what the sexual harassment was.
God.
Like as a kid, 10 years. That movie came out in 72.
And you saw it when you were like.
9. Like in the
What?
movie theater. On 42nd Street, they didn't check IDs.
That's
bro.
true.
If you could breathe into a glass.
If you had the money,
Yeah,
slip
if
in
you
the
could,
hole.
yeah, if you could,
they let you in.
let you in.
Yeah.
And in the Union City Cinema, they let you in. So all those movies, I saw those movies, and I left there like, what the fuck? Charles Bronson, that rape scene, even today, bothers the fuck out of me. You know who's in that rape scene? I think the first, Goldblum.
Jeff,
Jeff
really?
Goldblum. Yeah, he's one
my
of the
old
rapists.
acting coach.
Yeah, one of the rapists. See, you're lucky he didn't rape you in the ass.
Did you see that? Yeah. He wasn't into me. He was sleeping with my other scene
Oh yeah,
partners.
he fucks everybody. That
yeah,
dude.
he's terrible.
His acting class was a suck a dick class.
Oh,
That
yeah.
guy was teaching women how to act like him and Harvey. That's what Harvey was doing.
Yeah.
Harvey's learn how to suck a dick class. Him on the first floor, and Eric Goldblum on that, and the other guy, the junkie from Taxi.
Oh,
He had a fucking acting school.
Oh, you're
too.
kidding.
He was at the end. He did anything.
I mean, that's all they do. Every time we do a scene, he'd go, "Why isn't this rehearsed?" I'm like, "Because you took her to Hawaii, jerk off. How am I supposed to rehearse it when you took my scene partner away?" Like they did it every time. Are you all right, Lee?
I can't imagine. I'm trying to imagine Harvey's dick sucking class.
Can you imagine that?
And Jeff Goldblum's.
Today we're going to learn a scene study. We're going to learn a scene study from Last Tango in Paris. And I'm going to play Marlon Brando. You're going to suck my dick, all right?
And do they like... Does this go? Because I've heard like a couple years ago, this is not sexual, but I heard a casting agent for a major show was running a casting seminar that you had to go to get on the show. So, but are people just like having sex with their acting coaches to try to get somewhere, or they just can talk them into anything?
Everybody's having sex with everybody to get somewhere.
Somewhere.
Jesus.
Yeah. You want to move up somehow, whatever way you can.
When I went
Plus,
to acting
it's a
class,
story.
me and Eleanor were into acting classes.
I loved acting
Eleanor loved acting classes. Eleanor used to go to the one on Santa Monica where you stand out fountain, where you stand outside like a Mama Luca with 50 other kids.
Yes.
Every time
you used to see me out there?
I would beat the horn, go fuck yourself. Don't stand out there in the street.
That's Brian Reese, the great
years.
Brian Reese.
He's still there?
Yes, he
is. But he don't make them stand on the street no more.
Yeah, they have to go outside to rehearse their scene, and then you come back in and you do it. It's a cold reading technique. He's great.
I remember it was great and everything, but I'm not standing on the street like a fucking mook. Cars are doing 90. I'm out here with some chick
and
that's
you're rehearsing or talking to yourself.
Yeah, you're out there. Fuck that shit.
Brutal.
So that was your first one.
No. Playhouse West was the first with Jeff Goldblum and Robert Carnegie.
Now, what was the one that you signed up for where you couldn't audition for 3 years?
D.W. Brown and Joanne Barron.
I bet you want to go down there and beat the fuck out of them today.
That. But I never listened. They told you couldn't take off. The Rams were in the Super Bowl. I took off. I don't listen to nothing they say. They were also a front for cosmetology, right? Scientology. Joanne Barron did like a little Cosmo Scientology. Yeah. She didn't invite me, that piece of shit.
Oh, no. Something over there was science. I'm not putting down Scientologists.
Freddie, Freddie, Sherry Shepard. We were all in Bob Oshak. We were all in those classes.
That's nuts.
And nobody ever offered us anything.
So my first acting class was Frank Magna.
Okay.
Frank Magna was, and if you bring his name up to Dice will look at you like weird.
Why?
Frank Magna is one of those Italians that you can't mention Andrew Dice Clay around.
Why?
He loses his mind.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Frank Magna was like a writer, and he wrote something for Andrew, and Andrew clipped it. I don't know what the story is. I don't know. The guy was furious. When I went in there, he's like, well man, because you had to call him. In those days, you had to call him.
Okay.
And then I remember that I first went, the first place I walked into was on Sierra Bonita. It was a little fucking dingy place, smaller than this. You went in there, and the guy made you buy the book Audition.
Oh yeah, I still have it.
I still have that book, Audition.
Sometimes I reread it.
And you had to go home and read it, and then call him, and pay him $275 for 8 weeks and shit. And there was easy monthly payments, and I'm like, fuck you. And then Frank Magna was where Toy is.
Yeah, Toy Tie.
If you go to Toy, walk to the corner, you got the guitar sitting on that side, you look up, and 2 doors later, it's still there.
Okay.
I don't think his wife passed, but when
he's still in business.
I think he's still in business.
Maybe I'll have Dice come by with me.
Oh my
one
God!
Time.
One day I went in there.
See if he still has
in those days, you had to meet with them, and they would interview you and shit. They were legit. They were legitly trying to steal your money, and they would ask you, "What is your purpose of this mission?" And you would say, I want to be an actor, and I'm a stand-up. And I'll never forget when I said stand-up, he looked at me, and he goes, okay, I'll give you a shot, but the first time you mess up, you're out of here. He goes, stand-ups are a little aloof. I'm not really a fan of stand-ups becoming actors. Robin Williams kind of pulled whatever, but he still doesn't like stand-up and acting. He goes, I'll try to work with you. You know what? We had it going on. It was good. But the only problem was it was Mondays. From 7 to 10.
You can't do Mondays.
Mondays
the spiritual day.
No, Mondays was the hottest night in L.A. The 97.
Oh, yeah.
It was Latino Night, the Laugh Factory sold out, headlined by Pablo and fucking Paul Rodriguez and those guys. Freaky Monday at the Improv, which was huge.
Who did Freaky Monday? I remember that name, but I wasn't doing stand-up then.
Freaky Monday was like fucking... It wasn't as big as a black show as they had at the Comedy Store at the time with the Tories, and it wasn't $4.50.
Yeah.
This one was packed. And
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah. Fat Tuesday was the store.
Yeah.
But Monday, if you could get on at the Improv,
you
walked out of there with a card, because from 8 to 8:20 It was Josh Wolf. We knew the booker, so we got in early.
Yeah.
And it was like Josh Wolf, me, somebody else from the store, and then Dave Attell, Pablo, somebody big that was white would come in.
Yeah.
And destroy the room, and then a black guy would come up.
Okay.
And then they would take over the room. It was booked by Gersh at the time.
Oh.
Gersh ran it, but not really.
That's the improv was all industry.
Industry at that time. So if you walked in there on a Monday, you better bring your A game. You would walk out of there with something. And the same across town at the Laugh Factory. It was Latino night, 400 deep.
Yeah.
People hanging off the sides. Carlos Mencia would go in, the place would blow up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a different day. And then you went to the Comedy Store, was an open mic.
Yeah.
So if you could do a Triple Crown on a Monday, that was like getting your dick sucked by a guy with ice cubes in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was like.
Lee, you remembering that, or
I just don't know how to, I don't want to hear the story behind that one.
But it's funny because Eleanor was sitting behind the sidelines watching all this.
Yeah, I was waiting tables.
This is
back
what's
then.
interesting, that you're watching the like I was talking about James Stevens III one day.
Paul Mooney used to call him James Stevens the Third.
Oh yeah, and
Funny.
And I was telling the story that one
Bring
day
him up.
he would get standing ovations.
But James was terrific. Absolutely,
James was terrific. He would walk there and play the piano. And as a stand-up, as a school from a traditional stand-up, you hate that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, you hate props. You hate all that shit. Like I'm from traditional stand-up.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see a prop. I don't want to see a drink in your hand on stage.
I don't need you
like
singing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I want you to do straight up fucking comedy. So I remember I was like, this is what the frustrations you go through as a comic, like people that sing on stage.
I hate it. That's a lot now.
And it kills.
By the way.
And it kills. Lee, on the
Why
road.
do people like it so much?
In Tulsa, Oklahoma, if a guy goes up there and sings songs, it'll kill. I don't listen. Whatever makes them laugh and whatever makes them feel good, now at this point I understand. James Stevens III would go up there, do a little bit of comedy, play the organ, and then go into song. His voice was brilliant.
Yeah, he did great songs.
Were they comedic songs or?
Not really.
Not really, but he would get a standing ovation. Then I remember Eddie went up there one night, Eddie Griffin. He's like, "Let's keep it going for James Stevens III."
Yeah, they always did it.
I don't know if he notices. This ain't the singing store. It's the motherfucking comedy store.
People hated it, but he did. He
hated it.
There was a lot.
And then you had Heath Height.
People still hate it.
But he
brilliant.
put props and
He
did
was
a whole
brilliant.
shebang behind it.
I'm lying to you because I'm telling you because I appreciate the art. Heath Height was a comic that had this bit.
Brilliant.
That at the end, wings would get attached to his back.
With the gospel singers?
With gospel singers and black people singing and clapping. And there was 20 people behind them clapping. And
It was all faces. It was great.
It was great. It was great. Mitzi had a great eye for that type
Bizarre.
of bizarre. And they would just you went down there. If you had to follow him, you'd go, oh, fuck.
He was brilliant.
Done. You're done.
As he's cleaning the stage and you're walking out and he's still pulling his props behind the curtain, you're like, come on, buddy. Let me get this going.
You're done. These are all the experiences, but you saw all this, Eleanor.
I know it. I used to help Heath pull his fucking props in because it was so many. Harry Basil, too. They would fucking run around and flip around on stage.
That's right. I brought him
parodies,
down to Bray.
Rusty Dooley.
I brought him down to Bray, and he did
Harry
Danger
or
Zone.
oh yeah.
I was like, that's 20 years too late, ain't it?
What's the guy who does the watermelon?
Gallagher.
Okay, did he ever go to the store and do
Yeah,
that?
he did.
he
I
was
still
a
have
store
my
guy.
poncho because when I first started, he was doing a show in the main room or something, and unfortunately, it didn't draw a lot. But they gave us ponchos to wait tables, and I was like, "What about the drinks? Are there going to be like pieces of watermelon and whatever else he's smashing in the drinks?" And they're like, "No, don't worry about it. Just wear your poncho." So I still have my Gallagher poncho, and it has his name all over it.
Like Amazing Jonathan is
Right, yeah.
great.
Oh yeah.
The fucking guy that with the puppet, both of them.
Oh
Both of them. Both of them. I'm a big fan. The one guy.
Andrew hates that guy with the puppet.
If I'm doing because he makes $82 million a
Wait, there's
year.
one that not Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
Andrew doesn't know him. There's another one in Vegas that got a deal from America's Got Talent, I think.
Oh, I don't
I
know
can't
who
think
that
of his
is.
name, but every time
But
his billboards are everywhere.
We also knew the other guy that had the puppet and he had
Willie Tyler and Lester.
No, he had a dick. and people would do lines of coke off the puppet's dick and shit like that.
Otto and George.
Otto and George.
That's it.
And I have nothing against this guy, but have you seen the one from America's Got Talent? He wears like a dragon suit and he has a little chihuahua. And I see him on comedy club calendars. Like when I go to look.
If he sells tickets, man, they're going to take
They
him.
sell tickets.
That's a business.
And some
Bottom
comedians
line.
get pissed. Some comedians like, I'm
Well,
not
you
going
lose
to
a
that
gig.
club. You know what I'm saying?
lose a gig to that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going to
That
that club
hurts.
if they support. Like, I'll never forget when the first reality shows was Marrying a Millionaire. The guy that won was a comic, but he was out of the game already. He lived in Portland, and his closing joke, he would light his pants on fire, and he would say, "Is it me or is it hot in here or something?" And he would,
Shut up.
I swear to God, he would light his pants on fire and say, "Is
I
it
wanna
me
bring
or
that
is it
back.
hot in here?" Something crazy. And sometimes his jeans would turn off. Sometimes they wouldn't.
I
Fucking
can't.
hilarious. So when he went on America's whatever, this is 98.
Or Star Search,
97.
maybe.
So
It was
what-
probably Star Search or some shit.
No, it wasn't Start. This was a marriage show. Then they
Oh.
found out he really wasn't a millionaire. He was a liar. He was a
Oh.
realtor that didn't really, because he was a realtor in Malibu.
I remember that show. Like it was a bunch of
Yes.
girls who thought he was
Yes,
like, do you want to
yes,
date a millionaire?
yes,
Or someone?
yes.
I'll have to look it up.
That's terrible.
And he went on the road, but started selling out. So the improvs were booking him on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they
so he
took
became a millionaire.
they took a fucking Thursday from Schimmel.
Joe Millionaire.
Joe Millionaire.
Oh my God! They took it from Schimmel. That's disrespect.
They took
That's
like 3 Thursdays from Schimmel. So-
that's severe
So
disrespect.
it's my first time working with Schimmel. I'm in Miami. I'm opening up
One
for
of the
this month.
greatest.
I'm opening up for this Gugoots on a Thursday night who lights his pants on fire. People are cheering. A bunch of hot women. I'm dying a slow death to dicks
Okay.
because they're there to see him. Because
Yeah.
he's not a
And your
bad-looking
pants aren't on fire.
45-year-old. And the next thing you know, I get up the next morning and I go to the Improv and the management is livid. I go, what's going on? They're like, fucking Robert Schimmel. He canceled via fax 10 minutes ago.
Oh, in fact.
Robert Schimmel said, if you want to fuck with my money, I'll fuck with your money. And he canceled. God rest his soul. But
He
it's
was brilliantly
it's so
funny.
weird when you decide to stand up for yourself when you're a comedian.
Yeah,
Like
and you
I-
have to a
Like
lot.
I started standing up for myself like in 99 was when I started standing up for myself and going, wait a second, so
This
I'm
ain't
at
right.
the store now.
Yeah.
This got to change a little bit. Like you got to give me an extra $50 or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really weird when you watch that documentary we were talking about last
Mm-hmm.
night. How Leonard Skinner kept evolving, but they kept growing and the music writing kept getting better. But then they did something. And this is what defines you as a fucking artist. They went to the Edinburgh Music Festival and they were slated to open up for the Stones.
Right.
Which that's
So
how the word
amazing.
became worldwide. Mm-hmm. They didn't get the memo. Like I said, they had that hot box where
Yeah.
they would rehearse at. And if you see them in 80s and 77 in Oakland, they're playing like
They're in that box.
in that box. But they don't see the 18,000 people.
Yeah, it's giant.
They're just, and that's what this art is about.
Yeah.
To do a show, to put 100% in, whether you do a show for 8 people
That's right.
or 18. And then when you see that video, we'll play it after the show. You watch it and you go, wow, I get what they would now. And I didn't know
Yeah.
about that Red Hot house.
I didn't know about
I
that
didn't know
Red
about
Hot
that
house.
That hot house or whatever they call it, the swamp
Right.
house. Like when they did Sweet Home Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
he said, I came in one morning and the one guy a little late and I started playing opposite him. But the thing that defined them was when they went to Edinburgh or whatever the fuck the music festival.
Nobody knows how to say it.
And,
They don't even say it right.
and they came out and the rule was not to walk on the tongue.
Yeah.
There was a tongue for the Rolling
Right.
Stones. That was the rule, not to go out on the tongue. And he didn't give a fuck. He took the guitar player and walked on the tongue. And they said Mick Jagger was very, very angry. Right there.
They blew the roof off that
blew
place,
the
even
place.
though there wasn't a
And
roof.
the Stones had nowhere to go. If you watch that performance,
yeah.
you're like, the Stones, pobrecito. They were up there smoking cigarettes, and
Yeah.
he had a bow on.
'Cause they
but
knew it.
They had just seen something that was real. Like those
Yeah.
people were like, they closed with one
Free
for the
Bird.
Free
Oh.
Bird, and when you close with Free Bird, it's very tough to follow that.
Fuck.
That's like Joe Rogan's Anna Nicole Smith bit.
Yo,
You were
oh my
done.
God, remember
You
that?
were done.
Yeah.
You were done. Don't even just do your best.
I love how he said Freebird builds from like an 8-minute song. Sometimes it would be a 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. But that's like building a bit, the same thing. But talking about that hotbox thing, like I learned that from Dice. He taught me like whether you're in front of 20,000 people or 8 people, always give them the show like you're in front of 20,000 people. No matter what.
I learned that in the original room.
Well, the late nights at the stores.
That's the original room.
He always
have 16 people. And you're
that's
like,
what it was.
I do not believe that I was doing stand-up around town for 40 people a night. Mm-hmm. Now I'm a regular at the store. And I'm actually going up at 10 to fucking 2 for 8 people.
That's what I did last night.
Where is my life going to? It was like it's 10 to 2 and there's 8 people and I'm going up on stage. And you have a choice to make.
Yeah.
You can either go up there with your stupid fucking material that everybody's heard all night long.
Yeah.
Or just talk to them and seek a diamond.
And feel them. Yep. That's exactly
sometimes
right.
when you seek a diamond, the diamond shows up. I'll never forget going up there one night. This is 99. I was up there fucking coked up one night.
Oh, shit.
And I took some
How do you do that?
I took some chick to the back. After I do my sets, I get fucked up at the store.
Oh, I thought you meant before.
No.
I thought you meant while you were on stage. I was going to say that's extremely impressive.
No. I would always have it in my pocket, burn a hole in my pocket. As soon as I walked off that stage, that was a great set. I would go right to that bathroom, bam, and then I go see the Korean guy that his teeth would come out of his mouth.
Oh, you mean
Huck? I give him a couple lines of
Sanuk.
coke, and his teeth would get stuck. His false teeth would.
Hey, Joe Diaz, what the fuck?
Joe Diaz, that cocaine is good. I cannot feel nothing. I would give him a couple lines of coke, and that means I drank for free the whole night. And I would start doing.
Year.
Oh my God!
Huck
I would
love that.
Oh
shit.
yeah, and I give him another line of coke. And I'd be doing double jacks with coke, smoking fucking cigarettes. Are you kidding me or what? That's what the store is about, Jack.
Best. Huck was the man. Yeah, I those late nights. Last night I went on and I was beat to shit because I just came back from Oklahoma. I'd done a podcast and I had another set, like a little shitty bar, whatever. But then I went to the store and my friends are like, "Oh, you got 2 more than you." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And they're like, "You're gonna stay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna leave. They booked me." So I waited, and I'm telling you, it was, I would say, 18 people. Phenomenal. And there was people from Norway, England. Like there was this girl from Norway, so funny. She came up to me and she was like, "You are so funny." I'm like, I didn't know they had black people in Norway. She loved it.
I used to love people.
Dude, beautiful
because foreigners
black girl.
don't want to go home.
Yeah,
That they stay at the Hyatt, so they don't want to go home till 2. I'll never forget one night I went in and I went, "Where you from?" Denmark. I did a book report on you. And I fucking died. Like shit like that comes out of you.
They loved it.
They love it. I remember
Canada,
one night I was
we
in
had
there.
everybody.
I was coked up and I took a girl to the back room and I said, "This is where the bathroom is." And she goes, "Where's that line of coke?" And I gave her a line of coke. And then I walked outside. Something happened that I walked outside and she's like, "Where are you going?" And she stripped naked and got on that little Houdini couch in the main room bathroom.
The best.
This little
That's
couch
old
back
school.
there.
They put that in there for women to rest.
She started playing with a pussy in there, right? And I mean, shit was coming out of it. You know, like when they're playing real hard with it and you see like
Like
stuff.
a piñata.
She had like a bush of hair. I'll never forget that I sniffed half of it. Like I gave it a little sniff or something. Then I just whacked off in her face and I walked into her limo. She had like a
limo?
She was part of like a girls' night out. Like they were getting married on Saturday.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. But my point of the story that I went home and I'm like, that chick had the ugliest pussy in the world. And the next night, I went on stage and there had to be 8 people. And I really wanted to try this joke, but that pussy was so ugly, I had to talk about it. And I'm like, that pussy was so ugly, it looked like Eddie Munster's teddy bear, Wolfie. I'll never forget that. And Wolfie really looked like Chewy, the dog guy.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like,
my God.
shit like that was what came out of you at 12:45.
Yeah, you're like, fuck that joke I wrote.
Yeah, fuck that shit. There's 9 people, and I'm going to come up here and dick around?
Yeah.
They're not going to go for that joke, and I'm just going to get my feelings hurt.
Yep.
No matter how bad I got this joke, it's going to kill. You try that motherfucker at 9 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, it's going to die. Forget that new material. Start talking to them from the heart. They're fucked up at 2.
How long did it take you guys to figure that out, though?
Years.
A long time.
Years that you're not going anywhere.
So can you read an audience now?
Like
I think I can.
Look, in jiu-jitsu, they give you a black belt. And for every year you're a black belt, every 3 years they give you a red stripe. And I always tell people, honest to God, I'm not as good as my technique is. but I know the comedy game so well now. 27 years, I started watching Dice.
Shit.
I rented the halfway house room. When I was in the halfway house, they had two rooms.
Okay.
They had 2 rooms that were for rent for New Year's, and nobody was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna have a big party." You couldn't drink, you couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So I said, "Fuck it, let me rent it." I got Dice Clay's tape. I was not doing stand up then. And I put the tape in on New Year's, and I catered it. I got like some Chinese food and a pizza. And that's what we did on New Year's. We couldn't go out. I watched Andrew Dice Clay. But before I got on stage, I watched hours of stand-up. Like once I watched the movie with Tom, what's his name?
Tom Hanks? Okay, yeah. Punchline.
Punchline.
Yeah.
Like that was it. That was it. My whole mind was dominated by stand-up. I watched as much stand-up, and I knew who I liked and who I didn't like and what styles you like. That's what, before you get on stage, that's what you did. And that's what you did.
Same, yeah.
You hung out for a little while. You watch these comics, and you're like, I like Tom Segura. But then you see him, and like there was a lot of times you tell me you went to see a comic, and you went to see him one time, he was really good. But the next 3 times, he sucked a bag of dicks.
That's live performing, though.
I started learning from Lee, telling me little things from a fan perspective.
Right.
The same way you did. We would talk and whatever. So now, when you get on stage, it's a lot easier. That's what I didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, we have to really acknowledge how lucky we are as comics, because you had a family when you jumped in. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a comedy family.
Yeah, I always tell people that. Yeah,
I'm very lucky.
Comedy family.
Definitely
now.
fortunate.
I don't. Once I got to the store, is where I started picking up my
Building
comedy
your
family.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked a few guys up along the road, like Jerry Roca, who I'm going to have on in a few weeks.
Isn't he terrific?
He's terrific, but I wanted to tell his. I think that the Rogan explosion and the comedy explosion is making a lot of young comics very confused. It's making young comics not see the work. When we were kids,
I see what you're saying.
When we were kids, and your mom, the teacher used to go, "I want to see the work. I want to see 528 times 18. Come on."
Yeah.
If you just gave her a number, that means you didn't do the work. She wants to see
right.
the 1 over the 1, the 2 over the 2.
Yeah.
I don't think that people really understand the cultures of this business. Like, you've been doing it how long for now?
A little over 11 years.
Okay, and you were a student of the game for how long?
12.
Okay,
Waiting
so
tables
that
there.
means obviously 23 but you've been around it.
Yeah.
You know the ins and outs. You saw pitfalls. Plus, you saw people come and people go. You saw stars get made.
Yeah.
And stars
But I saw you
dissipate.
guys put the work in. I saw you put the work in. I saw Joe Rogan put the work in. Like, somebody wrote on my thing, "Oh, Sherry Shepherd's a comic now." I'm like, no. Sherry Shepherd's been a comic for a long time. Like, she was there when I first started at the Comedy Store. She was one of the hot comics at the store, putting the work in. And then she got on The View and got into all that, and maybe the stand-up subsided for a minute, but she never stopped like doing it. Now she's doing it, and somebody was like, "Oh, really? Now Sherry Shepherd's a comic?" I'm like, no, she put the work in.
She was banging it out up there when there were savages up there.
Yeah.
Because Sherry Shepherd's got big breasts.
Yes, she does.
So those comics were going crazy on Sherry Shepherd. But she was always a Christian, and she would say, I always
Sherry
loved her with all my
Shepherd,
heart.
Kim Tavares, all those girls. Yeah.
But those,
Rita Jones, they used to kill.
Rita Jones is still doing shows. It takes a lot. People have no idea how hard it is just to be a comedian. Never mind a woman comic. And again, I'm not being gender biased or whatever. It's tough. There's a lot of obstacles.
Totally tough.
The road has to be the roughest thing for a woman unless you're self-confident.
Yeah.
It's really hard, the road for a woman. I can see how hard it is for a guy. I can see how hard it is for a guy with a family. But for a woman, I'm gonna, and nobody. Ali Wong had a bit about it.
Yeah.
She doesn't particularly like going on the road. She gets picked up at a hotel by somebody she doesn't know, and taken back by somebody she doesn't know, and now she's in a hotel room by yourself, and the hotel knows you're in that hotel room, and
I thought of that this weekend. I'm half a gangster myself, and because I'm always looking for a fight, but in my head I couldn't. We were at a little shitty hotel that I booked because Andrew let me do the road managing, which he'll probably never let me do again. Anyway, I booked this shitty hotel and I couldn't figure out how to turn the lights on, so I made the guy at the front desk in the middle of nowhere, Fort Smith, Arkansas, come up in the room and show me how to, and I was like, oh yeah, this is probably how it happens. And then I thought, I'm looking around for weapons now. Like, why? I made this guy come in my room. Andrew's 3 doors down. You know, he's not paying attention. He doesn't know what the fuck could happen. But then when he left, I was like, then we get to the venue and you're talking about women on the road. They were like, they go, who's the opening act? I go, I am. They go, no, seriously. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, I am. They go, oh, we thought you were Andrew's girlfriend. I'm like, no, that was 15 years ago. But right now I'm going to do some jokes. And they're like, okay, do you need anything? I'm like, what do you mean do I need? No, I'm a comic. I'll do it. I'm good. And then afterwards, the guy was like sucking my dick. Like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. And I'm like, really? Like, why would you demean someone just because she's whatever? Like, he was like, oh, I didn't think you could speak. Like, what year is it for you?
I really give Andrew props on his treatment of you. Like, I remember...
Amazing.
I still remember him hitting on you. I still remember you.
Oh my God, running from him.
And then I would see you get into his car like you were on the fence for a while. Should I suck his dick? Shouldn't I suck his dick? You were on the fence for a while.
If I was in his car, I was pleading, going, please stop hitting on me.
It was hysterical.
Stop.
And then you started dating him, and you know,
he'll wear you down, bro. Just, ladies, if you're listening, he will get it if he wants it.
And
that's who he is.
And it's funny that he stayed your friend.
Yeah, he's my best friend. He helps me with everything.
A comic, and he's guided you. And that's what makes us better comics. When I see the Theo Vons and I see I saw him 4 years ago. I've been back at the store 4 years. Mercy's 5.
Wow.
Mercy's 5. So I'm back there 5 years or something like that since 2014, 4 years. And I had to get reevaluated, you know. I still remember Ari being a fucking phone guy.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Duncan running around and arguing with each other. And now they're these fucking superstars.
Don't you love seeing that, though?
Fucking love it. How can you not love it? How can you not love it?
And then when Dice was going through that divorce, which I didn't believe, which is why I wouldn't accept it when he hit on me. I was like, I know your wife. Go back to your wife. Stop messing around. This is not you. You're not this person. Whatever. He was really going through a divorce and I didn't believe it. And he would come to the store and he would film us. Do you remember that? Like he was making a reality show. And so Ari was the star of it. Steve Renazizi, Simone, Mike Black, me, Katie Seabury, like anybody. Ari's was the best. Like Ari would make him skateboard or he'd throw him down a flight of steps, fall off his skateboard, beat him up, have his kids beat him up. It was constant. He's going to start putting those tapes out on YouTube because they're old school. He was trying to sell them, but it never sold. It wound up being our reality show was Dice Undisputed on VH1. But all those tapes, he changed all the lighting in the Comedy Store because he was that crazy from going through a divorce that he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to
buy speakers. He bought the system.
He bought the system after he had a fight with Paulie one time. I don't know if Steve Simone ever tells you this story, but we were having a meeting as staff, me, Simone. I think Simone was the manager back then. He was begging to get out of it, and Paulie's leading the meeting and he's yelling at us. And then Dice comes in. They get into a huge fight, screaming at each other. And then he walks out and this fucking Sam Kinison lookalike walks in the back of the room. Steve and I, both of us nearly just passed out. Like, what the fuck just happened? Did they wake up Sam Kinison right now? Like, it was the weirdest thing. And he was like, hey, Paulie, I'm just coming in to say hi, the Sam Kinison lookalike. And we were like, what the fuck is happening? But that's the day Andrew put the speaker system in, was when he had the fight with Paulie.
In the original room or in the main?
In the original room, yeah.
And then Rogan did something in the original room.
Because
also.
those speakers, I think, blew.
Yes.
The ones Andrew bought. But Andrew took the old ones that had been there for 20-some years, 25 years or something like that. He took them, and he has them in his house. But they still work. They just weren't good enough. So he bought them, and then Rogan bought him. Eddie Griffin used to do benefits so we could have a roof. That was another thing. Every time Eddie would do the main room, he's like, is this for the roof or can I keep the check? What the fuck? You know, it was a sin.
Yeah, because they kept putting shit on the roof and the place would leak. You'd walk into the Comedy Store, there were fucking those
holes
orange,
in the orange
fucking
shit, orange cones.
Fucking cones. You got to walk around. If I was a real Jew, I would have slipped and cut a deal with it in those days. I never thought about it. There was always, every time it rained, bro. And she
I
was
would have
too
to
cheap.
put buckets
Yeah, she was
on
too
my
cheap
customers'
to put,
tables.
She was too cheap to put a roof on it. So
like a real roof.
She would send the little Mexican kid up
Juan
there
Carlos.
with Juan Carlos with a scalpel and that fucking stuff that you just put on there.
Fix a flat
Fix
or
a
some
flat
shit.
and shit. Hysterical. I went up there one day. I'm like, no, they didn't. Because I know about roofs.
There's no way.
But
You can feel it caving.
Yeah, it was caving in.
Like, Juan Carlos, what did you use? Is this a trampoline?
Did they finally put a new roof on there?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to. Because if not, it would have been done by now.
Mitzi always made Juan Carlos do it. And he would come to her and he goes, oh, the problem is, Miss Mitzi, I'm not an electrician, you know. And he'd be like covered because he got burnt trying to fucking trying to put electric
They used to
together.
send me. I used to have to go because I took Oshak's job.
Oh, as the runner?
It was Oshak. It was Freddie's job. Then Freddie gave it to Oshak. Mm-hmm. Then Bob Oshak offered it to me. And it was 2 days a week. I think like Mondays and Fridays. And I would have to get her a tongue sandwich from that fucking
Always
sandwich.
Cantor's. Or Greenblatt's.
Greenblatt's. She was
liked
a
Greenblatt's for...
Or I would have to go to Hamburger Hamlet and bring her food. I would have to go to the bank. Chin Chin. And I would have to go to the hardware store.
Yeah.
The one that they charge you $94 for a screw.
Ace the one on Santa Monica.
Santa Monica and Gay Boy.
No, wait. Oh,
yes.
It's not Ace. Ace is the chain. Shit. And then the
it's a
aisles
family
are real
one.
narrow.
It's a family one.
Yeah,
It's probably not anymore. Now it's got
it's still there. And the aisles are real narrow.
Real
they have
fucking small. And they got everything you need. Go get this and this and this.
Anything you need.
For Juan Carlos. So I was a runner.
Yeah.
I'll never forget one Friday I went...
Did she ever send you to Air One? Go to Air One. Give me some peanuts and almonds.
No, I never went to Air One. I remember one day I went and they gave me 100 over on the deposit. Thank God I counted it. And I fucking took the yardstick. And then they called me a day later. They're like, was that deposit 100 over? Hey, whatever you gave me, I gave to the teller. So they were calling the teller up. The teller, I had already snorted. It was already long gone. You know what I'm saying? You made a mistake here. I ain't no fucking angel, but I ain't no Tommy either. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no sticky fingered Tommy. But if you put a yardstick over, I got to take it. And you always got to double check because I wouldn't want them to say we gave you 9 and it was 8. So Joey stole it. So right in front of you, I counted. I counted it twice in front of the manager. Like, this dumb fuck put an extra yardstick in there. All right, thank you. A day later, he's like, man, I know. And then I got blamed for the cigarettes.
Her cigarettes?
They used to buy cigarettes and put them in the front bar. So I used to date Carol at the time. When I first moved to town, I dated
remember
Carol.
her, yeah.
And Carol was just a dirty whore. But Carol would just wear cleavage and the tits would be out and the whole
She had
fucking
long
thing.
hair.
Yeah, really pretty
her.
girl.
Yeah.
But Carol was just if you didn't know Carol, like when I first saw Carol, I know she was a dirty whore. Like I was talking to her, and right away she went right for it. She's like, I don't know what to do tonight. Like when I met her in Michigan, this is the conversation. How you doing? I really like comedians. I saw this comedian in Jamaica, and I really liked him, and now I come to comedy shows more often. And she's like, I can't go home tonight because my boyfriend's going to beat me or something like that. So I said, you can stay in my room. She's like, okay. It was that easy. When you do that, you're just a fucking filthy animal. And I sold her on the double bed. I go, there's 2 beds.
Yeah.
But by the end of the night, jump over here with Pop. I'm lonely. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have double beds?
Yeah, there was 2 beds in
at
there.
least
This is an
beds.
old, like, this club had class. They put you in, like, something suites.
Embassy Suites?
Like, before that. This was Crestwood Suites or something. And there was 2 rooms in the bed. And I started messing around with her the first night. Nothing really bad happened. And the next day, she wanted to ride to Kalamazoo. I go, that's going to cost you.
Come on.
You got to drop your pants and drive fucking. So I drove her with her fucking panties on the whole way. Kate Quigley.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Why did you say Kate
And like every 8 miles, I'd make her play with her pussy. Play with your pussy a little bit for Uncle Joey. And she would just beat that little bat up on her. She'd have those little dirty feet hanging out of the fucking passenger window.
That's gross.
Hilarious. But I loved her.
She was good.
I fell in love with her. Who would play with their pussy in the car while you're smoking reefer?
That's true. That's a good
keeper.
friend. Yeah.
She was a keeper.
That's a good girl.
So we moved out here, and she would go to the store.
You moved together out here?
Yeah, we moved from.
Okay.
I met her
just
in Michigan.
Dating, yeah.
I met her in Michigan. She came out to Boulder a week later.
Okay.
I mean, me and her brother went camping, and I was stabbing her in the tent right next to her brother. She's yelling and screaming. The poor brother's sleeping by himself. She was an animal. She had no fucking class. Who fucks with that brother next to you in the tent? I'm over there sticking it to her and fingering her, putting fingers in her ass. Yeah, she's going, and I'm like, your brother's next door. She's like, you don't give a fuck. What type of family?
He's a
you come
heavy
from?
sleeper.
Yeah, what
Leave
type
him
of
alone.
family do you have? Because I was gonna finger her, maybe get like a blowjob, but real quiet, maybe jerk off into a belly button, something like nice and easy. But no, she wanted to fucking do it, and I'm like, your brother's right next door. I don't give a fuck. And as soon as I just put that cue, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Your brother's next door. She didn't give a fuck. That's when you know you're an animal, when you fuck next to your brother.
I know a lot of girls that did that to my brothers while I was asleep right there. They would just have sex right there in front of me. I'd be asleep on on the couch or something. My brothers would have a girl on the floor. And then I'd see her outside at Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, I know you.
If I give Lee
If
I give Lee 2,000 edibles and he passes out, I'll give you a stabbing on the couch. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Lee.
That's how to do it.
Can we keep the cameras on?
How funny?
Can we just do 1,000 edibles?
How funny is that if you actually wake somebody up and go, you were so passed out that I fucked somebody in front of you? You're like, how come that never happens when I'm awake?
I guarantee I could get that fucked up on edibles.
You're halfway there.
No, I'm really not that. Trust me. Like,
You look Asian. Your eyes aren't even open.
That just kind of happens.
I gave him the fucking batch of death. Urban Trees over on fucking
like-
Ventura Boulevard. Has got this shit called fucking Kill Yourself Slowly.
Oh,
It's like 26%.
Killing me softly.
It's the Bourdain fucking blend. You know what I'm saying? This reefer is deadly. If you want to kill the goat, go over to Urban Trees. Tell him Uncle Joey sent you.
Fuck
Tell him to give you
yeah.
the same thing Joey got. It's like glue, Mendocino something.
Did you say it was like super glue?
Like a super glue.
yeah. You said it tastes like super glue.
Yeah, that's what we sprinkled in it afterward. Don't worry about that. We shot some heroin in there and should get them all going. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Is part of the toughness you acquired for comedy growing up with fucking 10 brothers and sisters in a 2-bedroom in Philadelphia?
Definitely.
Like, they're like you gotta sleep on a couch here in this hotel room. Is that all right? And you're like, I've lived in a corner with roaches crawling on me. I got a couch tonight? That's a step
Wait,
up.
all the cushions are on the couch?
Yeah, that's an upgrade.
Is that
That's a
happening?
fucking upgrade.
There's no stains. There's no semen stains on the bottom.
What was the worst condo you stayed at?
The worst condo?
Used to be La Jolla.
La Jolla was up there, but the one at Tempe Improv was pretty nasty too. There was
old one?
roaches everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty nasty at the end.
It was a
Dan
single.
Burr.
It was a
Yeah.
single.
Yep.
Up the corner. Mm-hmm. That used to
That was
be a
pretty
nice
nasty.
one.
I think it just over the years I remember being panicked, like, fuck, there's roaches in here. Because, growing up, my mom was like, if you see roaches, you got to let me know because they spread, they drop eggs and whatever, like dirt roaches. The anxiety that my mom gave me growing up with dirt roaches is the same. There was a lot in that condo. I was afraid to shower. It was a lot. It was everywhere. It was bad. That condo was pretty nasty, but that was about 10 years ago, well, almost 11 years ago, because Dan Murr had me come and host for Dave Attell. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I had a day job at the time. And I told the guy, oh, man, I got a terrible stomach flu. And I drove to Phoenix Tempe to do the hosting for Dave. And then when I'm sitting in the green room, Attell comes in and he's like, what are you doing here? Because he knew me from the Comedy Store, waiting tables and Mitzi's assistant, whatever. But he goes, do you work here now? And I was like, no, I'm doing stand-up. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And then I got to host for him. And then I was such a big fan of Attell. I was giving him a giant intro. And he's like, hey, you got to I can't follow the intro. You got to calm down. All right. So I'll just give 2 things you've done. Because I was given he had a great set in 98. Store, you know what I mean? My memory was just jogged with every great
He was
thing.
having phenomenal
Attell.
sets at the store in 98.
Fucking love him. He would crush.
Dog, I worked with him so much when I was a feature, and he would tell me what you're doing is good because when I was this level, I
He's
was
so
stuck in
positive.
New York.
Yeah.
And then he was drinking.
But he was still
Yeah.
positive in comedy. Dude, keep doing that or whatever.
No, he was always very positive and always told you to do what you do. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck if you curse. Because at that time, I was working a lot on the road. And I had a problem once a month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
A comic complaining. Yep.
What's the Bob and Ron show? Nobody cried.
Bob and Tom?
Bob and Tom. Nobody cried more than those guys.
Yeah.
When I would work in front of them, nobody canceled me more than those guys back in the day.
That awful.
98, 99, when they were all big shots.
Yeah.
The Bob and Tom dudes, 99, 2000, 2001. I still remember the Longest Yard. They wouldn't put me on.
Wow.
Because it's like the dude from Omnipop that left Omnipop years ago. They both hated me because they were booking features as headliners in B rooms.
Yeah.
And I was at the store.
Yeah.
Following Mooney every night. I would go into a
Following
room.
killers. Yeah.
I would go into those rooms on the road and fucking level them. I still remember being in Michigan, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And when I got off, the guy came up to me. He's like, "How you doing? My name is John Yoder." That was spectacular. He goes, "It was funny because the headliner was at the bar drinking." And he goes, "I went and got the headliner and go, do you know what you have to follow?" Like at that time,
Yeah.
99.
Are you paying attention?
Because at that time, I was already a regular. I had showcased for Missy. And what had happened was I went into the store. I went into the Improv on a Freaky Monday. And I thought I was hot shit. I really, really, honest to God, I'll tell everybody, I thought I was hot shit.
Yeah.
I was doing comedy 8.5 years. I was rolling in 2 rooms. I had a Taco Bell commercial, and I had a pilot.
Ooh, okay.
I had made a little money, but I was still a fucking junkie. The only guy that didn't like me was Jamie Masada, but Mitzi liked me, and Richard Cooper, who was the booker he was a fucking butadoots. So the first time he saw me doing cocaine jokes, he came right down and told me.
Oh.
And he's like, "Dude, call in for spots." So I was a regular at the Improv and at the store within a month when I got here.
That's amazing.
So within 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes you about 9 months.
The feathers are full.
Yeah, it takes you about 9 months to get the rhythm at the store. You bomb a lot in the beginning. You really start, like, wait a second. Mitzi passed me, but now I'm eating dicks. I just came from a restaurant that I leveled. And at the store, so now you have to learn how to work the store.
Yeah.
And it takes you about 9 months to adjust the followings, the bumps.
Yeah.
It takes you 9 months for your ego to check.
Yeah.
And then your ego could go one way or your ego could go the other way. My ego decided to go the one way.
Okay.
And I got a spot at Freaky Monday, somewhere where I shouldn't have been.
Okay.
And at that time I would stay at the store and snort coke till 2. And I would just park the car and wait till 4. And then I would drive to Ivar. And there was a company on Ivar between Hollywood Boulevard and Franklin, whatever that street is, that sold screws, nuts, and bolts on the phone. So I had to be
that's
there.
what you would do.
I would have to be there at 4 to call the contractors.
Kuntz Hardware.
The Kuntz. No, but
Son of a
Kuntz
bitch.
Hardware was on
Sorry.
Santa Monica. This was a different company.
I know, but it
So
just came in there.
I did that for a while. And then that guy, I used to send my avails through there. That's when everything was a fax, and everybody wanted your avails.
Yeah. Oh,
So I would send out 20 avails Monday, 20 avails Tuesday to different club, whether they knew me or not. My name is Joey Diaz. I'm I'm a regular at the store. I've been in the pilot Bronx County on CBS, and I also got the Taco Bell commercial, Dog, I'd love to play your club as a feature act.
Perfect.
Contacted me, and I'd give them my pager number, and I'd write my calendar out. I put the calendar out for like the year, the whole year, and I just make up dates, which is bad in hindsight because in those days they couldn't really go to a website and see if you were at that club.
Right.
So I would make sure that guy didn't know that guy. I would pray to God that you didn't know Eleanor.
Yeah.
And I would go, I'm featuring for Eleanor, and I would tell you that. You follow me? Or I would call you and go, hey, man, I'm going to do Eleanor's room in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Do you mind if I stop in Ishtambamin and do a guest
yours?
set?
Yeah.
Do a guest set? I was hustling. That's how you hustle at work.
But that's the grind.
I get paid $75 from you. I take that $75 and I stay an extra night.
Yep.
And I go do a guest set at a club. And now you booked a club and you booked another club. Where were you working at? You're up here. I was at the Toledo Funny Bone. What did you do there? MC, I'm going to feature you. Bam! Just because you stayed an extra night and you drove 2 or 3 hours. It's really weird how the system worked. But I would sell those screws. And then one of the guys quit and he took me with him to sell investments in Chewy's building on Hollywood Boulevard and Vine. There's that building there. Up on the 11th floor.
Right by the newsstand.
These fucking idiots had like this cartoon they were trying to sell, but they were already selling the guitar for the cartoon player. It was just too much. And they were trying to get those investments where if you lose your money, you lose it.
Oh, okay.
What's it called? There's a certain name for that. People actually leave money out to lose money. It's a write-off. but they were looking for $50,000. So
Jesus.
Oh yeah, each call was $50,000, but they paid me $15 an hour. So I didn't give a fuck. If I sold one, they gave me 20%, which you never.
Wow.
Nobody. The 8
Nobody
weeks I was
sold
there
one.
sold one. No.
So you were cold calling an investment in a TV show?
Yeah, for a TV network pilot to get investors for this
Wow.
movie.
That's a fucked up phone call.
Oh yeah, it was, and the guy that ran the office was on Knots Landing. He was like a regular on Knots Landing. It was canceled like 10 years at this point.
That's amazing.
But it's so weird. Like, this is what I did. I had a day job, and at night I did spots. And in the day I had a day job, and at night I did spots. And
Same. We all did that.
it's so weird. Like, we all worked the store at one point.
Because you never really make money in the beginning. Like you're saying that's $75, but then you had to spend that $75 to stay the
it was
extra
for
night.
$36
gas,
in a hotel.
bullshit. So you go home with a nickel and
Yeah.
you're like, I'll fucking.
But it doesn't
flip
matter
out.
because I got a week of work from him and a week of work from him. So I made an investment in myself. That's
There you go.
This whole thing when you're an artist is all about investments.
Absolutely.
It's investing in yourself and how much you want to invest into something. If you invest 50% of something, you're going to get 50% payback, even less.
Yeah.
40%. If you invest 110%, you'll get back to 10. If you really invest in the right different opportunities. Where's Tony Better, that cocksucker?
Oh shit. We're already at Tony?
I want to take this chance really fast to just say I'm really proud of Dean Delray. Hopefully this podcast will come out by the time this show comes on, or you guys could go back and watch it. Dean Delray, that's done this podcast 20 times with me, is on Conan O'Brien tonight. He sent the tape in, and they fucking did it, you know, and he really wanted the Tonight Show, but he sent the tape in, and there's a guy that you see. It's like before we started the podcast, I was talking about the next lineup of stars. Like, now that I've been here a long time, I could see it. I can see the people who put the work in and see it. So I see you up there. Theo is a different comic than he was 2 years ago. He's starting to sell tickets. You know, fucking, who else are we talking about? Who's right there? Sam Tripoli is knocking on the door. He's going to end up getting something quirky on some network about fucking Puerto Ricans. Bro, how about when the drummer...
Jesus Trejo,
Jesus Trejo. I think I never laughed so hard watching that documentary last night when the drummer said he hit an acid, and he was sitting next to the guitar player, and all of a sudden a monkey came roller skating in and sat next to him, and the monkey grabbed the bottle of Jack Daniels and started drinking the Jack Daniels, and the guy's like, here I am, tripping my ass off on acid going, I got to hold on here. I'm sitting with a monkey who just roller skated in here, and he's drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Unbelievable.
And listen, that shit only happens when you do the acid. The universe throws you something.
That's right.
For the commitment to take a fucking chance. Yeah, we're doing acid this week, Lisa. We're going deep.
Hey, where are you going? Where are you going to do acid? I'll do acid with you. Okay. I've never done acid.
We do it
I've
here.
never smoked weed,
We're going to do it here. We're going to do
You're
it
gonna
here
do
this
it.
week. Yeah.
Oh, you don't go out of this place,
We'll
though?
stay here, and then I'll take them out. I'll send them loose.
Well, sometimes Ari will put people in the wilderness and shit.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
what you gotta do.
that's what he wants
That's
to do
what
to
he
me
needs.
and Simone.
That's what Lee needs. Lee needs a good trip by himself to really become...
Come on, Lee. I'll do
Did
it
you
with
see what they were doing?
Me, you, and Simone.
Tell Lee how they were writing music in the house. They would wake up
yeah.
at 7:30 in the morning, and one of them would go out to the fucking field, and they would tip over cow patties and get psilocybin mushrooms, and then fucking bring them into the house and make a tea. And he goes that they would start drinking the tea, and from time to time they would start tripping and shit like that. And that's how they wrote all their music. Lee, I'm telling you, you got to take it to the next level. If you're gonna be a comic, you got to remove the safety net. It's over.
Yeah,
I've done it before.
You're not Lee Syatt. You're not Lee Syatt, the human being, no more. You're Lee Syatt, the comedian now. That's how you really have to look at it.
It's true.
You know, you gave up a lot. You could have said, you know what, I'm quitting the store. I'm going to marry the first guy that comes along.
Right.
Have a kid and spit this out. How old were you when you decided to get into comedy?
34.
Yeah, you're like me, 20, 38,
Yeah,
too fucking late.
way too fucking late.
Way too fucking late.
Way too.
So you have
35,
all this catching up to do. Look at Dean.
Yeah,
Got
Dean
into
too.
comedy
Dean started
late.
late, hustling.
But it's a matter of hustle. It's
It's
a matter
true.
of, you know, when he told me he was giving up his apartment to live like a nomad, he sold everything he owned.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what the universe
what you gotta
wants
do.
from you.
Yeah,
That's what the
I'm
universe
close
wants
to
from you.
doing that. I'm just because I just want out. I just want to work. I just want to go on the
there
road.
comes a
I don't
point where
wanna-
you're like, you know what, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
I don't have no kids,
I have nothing.
no boyfriend.
Yeah,
I might as well get on, put the money in the bank and go on the road and keep doing this and then come here for little batches, 3,
Certainly.
4 weeks, just to keep alive.
Yeah, get an
Get something
Airbnb.
going.
Gives a
Yeah,
fuck.
who gives a fuck? People rent out Airbnbs now
All
for 3
day.
weeks at a fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different world out there, you know. But look at Dean. I mean,
He's been in New York. He's just
This is it.
traveling, going
This is
everywhere.
it.
Jumping on the road with people. It's the best.
You know, it's he called me last week and he goes, "Listen, I can't do Boston with you. I feel really bad unless you can let me do it." I go, "Listen, I can't hire somebody for one night. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to
No,
bring
that's-
somebody for 2
of course.
nights." So I go, "Do the forum with
Bill. Yeah.
Bill." I go,
That's
"You have
amazing.
my blessing. Are you kidding me? I mean, you're doing
Yeah.
the LA forum. You know, he's just, and he's like right now, he's soaking it up. Like this is called soaking it up. He might go to the forum and eat a bag of dicks. Doesn't
cares?
matter. He's going to be stronger than that. Let's say he goes out there and destroys. He's
Yeah.
going to keep getting stronger. And that's the momentum. And that's what I think the podcast has let people forget that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when people go, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were in Spider-Man 4." Yeah. And that was 2003.
I know it.
One line.
I
that was-
auditioned for that. I was
So
wrestler.
that was 14 fucking years ago. How about you calling Sharippa to tell him that me and Dom Herrera are going to audition for The Sopranos and I get fired? Because Sharippa went to the producers. I never wanted to tell you that.
Who called you? Wait, say it again. Tell me what
I'm
happened.
doing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I got 14 days on Spider-Man 2. I don't know nothing. When they hired
Right.
me, they go, "You got 1 day, July 31st, 2003. I got a call in June to go into wardrobe.
Okay.
And when I said, "Okay, see you July 31st, they're like, "We'll see you next week."
Okay.
And I went in there and they kept going, "You're not shooting today. Come back tomorrow. You're not shooting today. Come back tomorrow. You know what? Come back next Tuesday. Oh, you're not shooting today." And then the guy would say, "You're too big." So on one of those days, I got a call from Georgianne Walken. And she goes, "Joey, you got a spot in The Sopranos. Big Pussy's going to give you, it's 2 to 4 episodes, depending on how much they like you.
Okay.
Go put it on tape and send it to me." So I said, "Do me a favor, Georgianne. My wife is at work and I'm at Sony. Can you fax it to the Comedy Store?" I called the store. I got permission. They said, "Fax it over." I got them on the line. And the guy goes, "He'll leave it downstairs for me." I think it was Duncan who was a town coordinator.
Okay.
It was 2000, maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
Next thing you know, I go to the fucking store and I see you and you go, "I don't know if you know this. Your sides are inside for The Sopranos. I'm so excited. You and Dom are auditioning." And I go,
I don't remember this.
"Yeah." And I go, "Okay." The next thing, I go home, I take the sides, I put the sides on tape. It's like a Wednesday. I guess that day, by mistake, you didn't know. You called Sharippa just to give him a heads up that me and Dom were auditioning.
He was already on?
He was already on.
Big,
Yeah,
whatever,
he was doing
Bacala?
great on
Yeah,
it.
okay.
And Sharippa went to the producers because Sharippa didn't like me.
Why?
Because in 97, when 97, Joe started taking me on the road. And then they took me to Vegas. And Sharippa said, when I left, Sharippa said I made a bunch. Sharippa didn't like me from the beginning.
Okay.
Like, I called Joe, and Joe goes, "You want to open for me in the Dirty Show?" I go, "Yeah." He goes,
Yeah,
he gave me a direct line to call Sharippa. Bro, I called Steve. "Steve, how you doing?" Now, I know a lot of his friends
Yeah.
that have said to me, "Do you know Sharippa? He's going to love you."
Yeah.
So when I called Sharippa, I'm like, "How you doing, man? Nice to meet you." And he's like, "Who's this?" I go, "Joey Diaz. I was told to call you." He goes, "Let's cut the shit. It's 200. It was like 200 for 2 shows."
Yeah, he could be pretty direct.
I'm like, in Vegas, 200 for 2 shows. There's no fucking airfare, and we give you a card for the
Jesus
employee
Christ.
cafeteria. I get off the phone with him. Rogan calls and he's like, "What'd you say to that guy?" He's really pissed off. So we check into fucking Vegas and the VIP, and he calls Rogan again and says, "Tell that dude to come to my office." I go downstairs and they're like, just being weird to me. He gives me like the card and he gives me the employee dining. And then midnight comes and we go upstairs and the place is sold out and Playboy's there. Playboy's going to
Okay.
do a show, about a dirty show at night with comics. They're
Yeah.
looking at different comics.
Late night, right.
So I walk in and, listen, this is just to let people know what it feels like, and I know Lee feels this at times. When I walk in somewhere with Lee, they don't even look at Lee. Like, so I walked in with Rogan, and
right.
the guy took Rogan, and he goes, "Come here, I want to introduce you to the Playboy people." And there I am standing like a mook with
Right.
fucking the HIV.
Oh, that's so mean.
I felt like a guy with the HIV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just standing there. So I went and got a table. And Syatt got like a soda, and he came over and like, you can't sit there, you know. And it was just one of those things.
So he had to
But guess what? I fucking went up there, and from the anger, and from how you treated me, I fucking destroyed that room for 15 minutes. I mean, I'm surprised the roof didn't fly off it.
Good.
Like I said, I was a Comedy Store guy. I got the hang of it, and I knew what I was doing. And Rogan went up there, and Rogan lost him at like the 8-minute mark. Somebody yelled, "Where's Phil Hartman?"
Oh, it's fucked up.
And that was the beginning of the end. But the funny thing was, the next day, I got a call in the hotel room from Danny Robinson. He's not even my agent.
Okay.
And he goes, "Dog, the Playboy people are going back to see you tonight."
It's great.
So Sharippa kind of got pissed off.
Wonder
You
why.
follow me? It was
That's
like
so
the weirdest
annoying.
thing. It was the weirdest thing. And like I always tell people in life.
Because I know he could be a hard ass.
Yeah, in
but
life,
he was always good
not
to
everybody's
me.
going to like everybody. In this life, not everybody's going to like everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens to you and you go, you know what? That guy's in a powerful position.
And him and Dom are real tight.
Yeah, I'm not.
Real
But at
tight.
the time, Dom didn't like me either.
He didn't like you.
Yeah, me and Dom weren't getting along either.
Okay.
You know, so at the time, like I was hanging out with Rogan, and Rogan was explaining to these guys he's a cool guy. But every time I get off the stage, Dom would always go, "It's nice to see that you're writing again," and turn his face on me.
Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting tortured these days.
Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't give a fuck. And then I was going to the Italian auditions. So now they started hating me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget going to what was
They
that?
get mad at that shit. Like,
Remember-
even with Andrew, they're
Yeah,
like,
remember-
he's a Jew.
Yeah,
All
they get
right.
mad at
he
that.
says it
What-
on stage, you idiot.
What was the guy that used to hang up there that had muscles? And he was a karate guy, and he used to take your finger, Vinny.
Oh,
Vinny
yeah.
Chechere.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never
Whatever.
forget
Yeah,
going
yeah.
in for women versus men. And they're all there. The whole Guido crew is there. Sylvester Stallone's brother.
Frank.
Oh, yeah, they're all there.
The best.
And I walk in as I'm signing my name. They're all like, "Oh, here comes the Cuban kids. Let's all go home.
gives a
Here
fuck?
comes the fake Italian." And I would sit there and take the abuse, and I would go, "You know what? I'm going to book this motherfucker now out of respect." And I'll never forget that Vinny was analyzed this. He's the guy that the arrow
Yes.
threw out the window.
Yes.
So he's sitting there going, "I got this with Chaz. Like, I don't even know why you guys are here." He goes, "I'm friends with Chaz."
Oh, that's funny.
And I went in there and just knocked them off their chair. And the next day when they called me, I'm like, I wonder who's the other Italian guy. Because there was two of us that, and then,
Yeah.
I don't know, me and some other guy throw a guy into the ocean. That was it. That was the scene. Get out of the car. We take him out of the trunk.
Yeah, I
And
vaguely
we throw
remember
him into
that.
the ocean.
Yes, yes.
And
Stop it now.
I got that, and they were fucking furious. Eleanor.
Well, see, everybody's so sensitive about that shit. Like, I don't get mad if somebody gets booked as an Irish
You don't know the
person.
story about the fucking, when I got the longest yard, how many Italians, but
No.
one main one wrote in, who I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, my God,
And
no.
I just got hit up from one of his buddies
I
that he
hate
wants to
haters.
be on my podcast.
Of course.
If I wanted to be on his.
Yeah.
I cornered him once and I said to him, "I saw the letter you wrote Adam Sandler." And he
What a piece of shit.
He started stuttering and shit. And I wasn't even violent. I just go, "I know, I'm not mad at you, but Jesus Christ, really? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself." I've never told nobody, just to let you know. He was pale because that's the way people are in this town.
They're very...
But I would go to those auditions and look at their glares and all that shit, and it would make me want to go in there and knock them out of the fucking... Like, really? Oh, now watch my motherfucking smoke.
Well, you kill it anyway. I feel terrible if I called Sharippa and blew that for you, because you would have been perfect on The Sopranos. I've been rewatching The Sopranos right now. Like, when I fall asleep, I'm like, I put The Sopranos on. That's my shit.
It's the brother. Remember when Phil comes in to get the car fixed, and Pussy's brother comes out wiping his eyes, and he's like,
yeah.
"I wasn't around when your brother, all that stuff happened with your brother. What happened?" He goes, "It's a long story. We don't like to talk about it."
Yeah.
So I still remember those lines. It's a long story. We don't want to talk about it. And
Sharippa's not even in that scene. Like,
but it was so funny
so
because
fucked
you know
up.
what time Georgine called me to fire me? At 2:20 in the morning, Los Angeles time.
Why?
She called me at 5:30 in the morning,
New York
New
time.
York time, to fire me, to go that you violated the breach of confidentiality agreement. I never knew I had a breach of confidentiality agreement. She goes, "Once you audition, in those days they were really tough on you. Like, you had to go to like
Sopranos was real deep.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 would have lines on it, so they were decoded. So you couldn't steal the sheets.
Yeah.
A lot of people were
But to talk about an audition, that's weird.
Yeah, like you can't, it's sometimes it's very, there's places where you go in and you check what you write, sign.
Yeah.
Because like now, today, when you book something, they give you an extra sheet that you have to sign. And they don't want you fucking around on Twitter.
If you book it, I get it.
Yeah.
If you're just going in to read for it, that's a whole nother... That doesn't make sense.
Oh, no. If you go to Nickelodeon now, you got to do a background check. And they hired me, so the background system ain't that fucking good. You know what I'm saying? It's very light. It only goes back 6 months. I got 3 episodes.
Oh, good. I'll clean up some shit.
I'm going to forget signing the background search release and just going, what am I going to do? Like, what do? Do I go home? And I go, no, I'm going to go in there and fuck their world up.
Yeah.
And I went in there and fucked their world up. And I go, I'm not going to get it because the computer's going to come back kidnapping and drugs and shit. And the next day I told the director, I go, can I talk to you for a second? You know how bad my record is? Like, you molest kids? No, you're good.
That's true.
That was it.
That's
They
true.
just wanted no molestation, no fucking sexual shit. And you're good. Any sex stuff? I got no sex stuff on my creepy fucking record. I got a couple thefts, a couple fucking robberies,
no big deal.
no big deal. A couple possessions, which aren't really mine. I never got coke with. In fact, there's one
Possessions that you were charged for?
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
There's an arrest that I was doing time in Colorado. There's an arrest I got in Fort Lee, New Jersey. That was in Colorado doing time.
Yeah.
I just haven't bothered to take it off because what's the use? What's it gonna do? What's it gonna make me a better individual if I take off a fucking coke possession? I don't give a fuck. At least And they ask me all
Gives
the time.
you character.
Oh yeah, that fucking thing is dominant. Possession of stolen tools, possession of stools to fucking rob things. Oh
Yeah, I love it.
larceny. I got charged with larceny a couple times. That's tremendous. I don't even know what it means. I just like it. You know what I'm saying? You go to court, you got charged with larceny. I like it.
Perfect.
Fuck it, I like it.
Sounds exotic.
It's funny,
It's
Eleanor,
sexy.
because right now you're in this weird cusp, and everybody who is about to hit it always gets into a weird cusp, and you accept it. Like what I was doing. Like there was weeks I was headlining for nice money, and then a week later I'd be fucking emceeing for Joe Rogan.
That's how you do it,
Because in
man.
the back of my mind, I know I'm just getting better.
Yeah.
And I'm getting exposed.
A feature for Dice last weekend. I'll go home to Philly I'm going home for a little bit for taking a couple days off. Go get some water ice at Italiano's like a person. And then I'll go and headline the Parks Casino out there.
And you're there when?
September 5th.
And I'm there September 14th.
Whoa! Oh, you're doing the big room, though.
I'm doing the big room.
I'm doing
excited.
downstairs.
Hey,
but-
you got to start somewhere.
Hey, man, I love
At least
it.
you're headlining in your backyard.
That's right.
How'd they get to you before Helium?
Well, I do Helium, but I feature at Helium. With you, I've done it. With Dom, I've done it. With a bunch of people, but they never booked me again. Like, they changed hands or something. I don't know. The girl that used to book it, she moved on to somewhere else. Because I headlined the Asheville Comedy Festival 2 years ago, and that a different girl that I met from Helium came. So I was like, oh, and I gave her all my info, and they never reached out. I've reached out. They've never responded. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're on that cusp. That's it.
son
That's
of a
okay.
bitch. Yeah.
You pick up momentum. I was, like I said, I was really proud of you when I saw you on the Marin podcast.
Oh, that was
I'm like,
great.
look at my girl and shit.
Yeah, he was fun. That was fun. And because he's on Glow, so we talked a lot of wrestling shit, and I introduced him to my guy because the guy who does WoW or did WoW, whatever, he still does it. I shouldn't say did it. The guy who does WoW, he started Glow, but he sold the rights. So he's not affiliated with that show, which is kind
Remember
of
when we went to see you
infuriating.
wrestle?
Yes, at the Forum.
At the Forum?
I
We
played
went
the
to
Forum, Dean Del Rey. You're going to kill it, brother.
And then we went to see you. What else did I go see? We used to go watch Chewy perform
Chewy was the best. House
at the
of Blues.
House of Blues. I remember
I was always at the Forum.
Rogan was talking about him a few weeks ago on the podcast going, you just thought he could park cars until you saw him play the
Hey,
fucking guitar.
Chewy.
Hey,
What's
Chewy.
going
Yeah.
on? Hey, Chewy.
Fucking tremendous.
He killed it. But yeah, the wrestling. So now I do commentary for WoW, Women of Wrestling. And at the Belasco, they do live shows. They're going to do a live one the 10th and 11th of October. And I'll be doing commentary on the side.
Look at you, hitting it from all over. That's what you're supposed
Yeah,
to do.
that's where we're at, man.
I'm happy you came on today.
Thank
I'm
you
happy
so much
took
for
the time
having
to
me.
come on and talk some shit. It's a vacation week, but I don't give a fuck.
I go to
What-
Philly tomorrow. I'm good today.
Really?
Yep, tomorrow morning.
And what do you do when you get to Philly? What's the first thing?
The first thing I do, I go to my mom's. My little sister will pick me up at the airport. Go to my mom's. I'll go get a hoagie or something. Probably just get lunch meat, bring it home. Then we go to Italiano's, get water ice. Then I start to, bloat, get sick a little bit. Then I come down, just hang with my family. Because nobody left. My mom's still in the same row home we grew up in. My brothers are up the street, around the corner. Edie's around the corner. We might go to Ohio to see my nephew. We'll see what happens.
Good for you, Eleanor. I'm very, very proud
I need
of
more
you.
material, so I got to hang out with my crazy ass family. They're out of their minds.
Like this week,
now.
I'm taking the week off. Just to write.
I never take a week off, but
I'm taking a week off.
I will.
Because I really want to go on tomorrow.
I'm going to take at least 5 days.
I really want to get on the store and go to do Sam's room and the whole thing. But you know what? I got to force myself to do this to really be in love with it. I got 2 weeks. Next week, I got the Ice House on Saturday.
That's great.
That'll warm me up for Philly.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for you in Philly. I'm going to tell everybody.
Then the 15th, I'm at the 930 Club in D.C. So it's perfect. Like, I'll just take this week off. Right. I need one more something to get that set really going.
It's going to be killer.
And then it's a nice...
Who's opening, Simone?
In Philly, I have Matt Fultron.
Oh, I love Matt Fultron. We worked together at Governor's.
Yes.
He worked with me.
So Matt's like, he lives in New York.
He's terrific.
He's terrific. He's great to be around.
I got nervous. He asked, could he feature for me? Because I was headlining at Governor's, and I'm like, fuck, Fultron's great. And he was great. But it was a fun, like, hard follow. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, he killed, and this is great. But we worked together. It was great. I love Matt Fultron.
It's amazing. Like, when I shot that Netflix thing, like, that wasn't even me. Like, it was
what do you
different
mean?
person, like, of what I'm doing on the road now. Like, I'm really happy that I didn't crack a couple months ago. I'm really happy that sometimes you go through phases.
Yep.
In all levels. At the
No matter
20-year
what.
mark, at the 4-year mark, at the 2-year mark.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. I had to call Theo yesterday when I arrived. Mm-hmm. And just to see, because Theo is always taking care of himself in weird ways. Mm-hmm. I wanted to call Theo and see if I needed to do the same thing or whatever, because it gets too real sometimes.
Yeah,
so you have to tame it down. And I know for you sometimes, you've been there where 1 week you're at a fucking bar in La Jolla, and the next week you're at a fucking tremendous club with Andrew.
Yeah.
And you have to like pinch your finger and kiss yourself and say to yourself, am I really fucking here with this guy or what? So go out and see Eleanor September 5th at Parks Casino. What time is the show?
Philly, 8 o'clock.
Oh shit, my Philly girl.
I'll bring you some water ice.
All right, and then I'll be there a week later at the Parks Casino on a fucking Friday night, the 14th, and then Saturday, September 15th, I'm at the 930 Club. And that's it, and that's that. Before you leave, I just want to tell you one thing. It's football season, and everybody's looking to make a little money, and Uncle Joey's going to help you make a little money. If you're smart, you can't be a fucking degenerate. Every move has to be calculated. Like I said, since I started this podcast, people have always asked for advice. But when it comes to gambling, I can't pick a team to fucking, But the truth is, I don't know who's going to win. But if you think you know, you got to check out my bookie. That's it. Remember, who you're betting on is as important as who you're betting with. That's why I always tell people to bet with mybookie.com. Trust me. Guys, they're the best bet this season. They've been in business for years. They have great online reviews. And their mobile site is nice and easy to use. I would recommend the service to my listeners that's been good to me. That's why I'm urging you to make your way to MyBookie. You win, they pay. That's what you want to do, right? They have in-game live betting, the most rewarding player perks in the business. And for you fantasy football guys out there, here you go. You can even bet the over and under on how many fantasy points a player will score each game. How can you beat that? You can't. So do me a favor. Join today, right now. MyBookie will match your deposit dollar for dollar. Again, MyBookie will match your deposit dollar for dollar. Use promo code CHURCH, CHURCH, to activate this offer. Visit MyBookie online today. That's MyBookie, MyBookie. And don't forget to use promo code CHURCH when you're creating your account to claim up to $1,000 in free play. Again, MyBookie. You play, you win, you get motherfucking paid, laid, and parlayed, cocksucker. Number 2, you want another great product? You got to go with On It. When you're going for supplements, kettlebells, all that stuff, it's motherfucking On It, okay? Why? You're saying, Joey, why are we going with On It? Because what other company gives you a motherfucking money-back guarantee and they don't want the product back? Nobody gives you that. You got a bad egg roll at a Chinese restaurant. You think they're going to fucking give you the money back without a bite missing from the egg roll? They fucking cover that up and sell it to somebody else. That's just the way it works. You ever need an egg roll that's short? That's because somebody bit it on already, and they just re-dope it up and looks like a fucking uncircumcised dick. Anyway, Go to Onnit.com right now and press in.
Church.
And get 10% off delivered right to your motherfucking house. Eleanor, I love you. I hope you do great in Philadelphia. Thank you for sticking with it. Thank you for being an animal. And thank you for believing in yourself.
Thank you for teaching me everything.
I didn't teach you dick. You did it all yourself and shit.
That egg roll taught me everything I need to know.
This egg roll is a
Cuban egg roll.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The Cuban egg roll is a savage.
It's got a bite out of it.
You got to do something. I'll see you motherfuckers Wednesday morning, ready to rock TikTok. We got a couple fucking periscopes. I'll keep you fucking posted. I love you guys. Have a great fucking Monday. Have a great week. We'll check in with you again. Stay black. Kick that fucking muley.